Hello everyone, welcome to my civil engineering YouTube channel. Please subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon to get notified when I post my new videos. Today I'll be discussing the parallel axis theorem, the concept of parallel axis theorem. So before going to the concept, so we need to understand what is moment of inertia. So moment of inertia is nothing but it is the moment of first moment of area. Moment of inertia is defined as the moment of first moment of area. So here first moment of area is defined as the product of area into perpendicular distance with reference to some axis. So first moment of area is the product of area into perpendicular distance with reference to some axis. So that is the first moment of area. So whereas in case of the moment of inertia, it is the moment of first moment of area, or it is also called as second moment of area. Moment of inertia is also called as second moment of area. So wherein suppose I have an area of equal to A and I have a reference axis and from the reference axis the distance between the area and the axis is equal to, suppose I just take an example as Y. So the first moment of area is equal to A into Y, that is area into perpendicular distance. So but second moment of area will be equal to A into Y into Y. So it is A into Y square. So in general, second moment of area can be directly defined as area, product of area into square of the perpendicular distance with reference to some axis. So coming on to the concept of parallel axis theorem. So the parallel axis theorem states that it is the moment of inertia of any area about an axis which is equal to sum of moment of inertia about the parallel axis passing through the centroid of the area and product of area and square of the distance between the two parallel axes. So here I have considered a irregular shaped structure whose centroid is equal to G. So I have also considered the elementary strip which is area is equal to dA. So here dA is the area of the elementary strip and G is the centroid of the irregular plane and Y is the distance between CG axis of the overall structure to the reference axis AB. I have assumed the reference axis as AB. So next H1 is the distance between, it is in particular it is a perpendicular distance between CG axis of the elementary strip to the reference axis to the to the axis of the centroid G. Actually it should be the axis of the centroid that is G, and then we have total H. H is the distance between the CG of the elementary strip to the reference axis AB. So now I have considered the irregular shaped structure whose centroid is equal to G and the axis is passing through G is called as centroidal axis, and AB is assumed to be as a reference axis through which we are supposed to determine the moment of inertia. So wherein the distance between the centroidal axis G to that of the reference axis AB is equal to Y, and H1 is the perpendicular distance between the elementary strip centroidal axis to that of the centroidal axis G, and then H represents the centroidal distance of the elementary strip to that of the reference axis AB. So coming on to the determination of moment of inertia. So first of all, in order to determine the moment of inertia as a whole, means for the overall structure, it becomes difficult enough to solve. So in order for easy solution, I have identified to determine the moment of inertia for the elementary step first with reference to the reference axis AB, and then it would be easy enough to solve for the overall section as a whole. So here, as I said, that moment of inertia of elementary step with reference to the reference axis is equal to area into square of the perpendicular distance. So here area of the elementary step is equal to dA, and perpendicular distance is equal to h. So therefore dA into h square. dA into h represents the first moment of area, but we need the second moment of area, that is the moment of inertia. So therefore again we need to multiply for the product of first moment of area by the perpendicular distance again. So therefore it is dA into h square. So next, as we know that from the diagram itself, h is equal to h1 plus y. h is equal to h1 plus y. So for this equation, I just consider this as equation 1. So for this equation, if I substitute that, the moment of inertia for the elementary step will become dA into y plus h1 whole square. So it is in the form of a plus b whole square. So this is a moment of inertia for the elementary step. So now by using this equation, so if I want to find out the moment of inertia for the overall structure, so I need to integrate this equation. So therefore integration of this equation will give me the moment of inertia for the overall structure, so with reference to the axis AB. So therefore IAB is equal to integration of dA into y plus h1 the whole square. So wherein IAB is the moment of inertia with reference to AB axis. I is the representation symbol for the moment of inertia. So after that, after this step, if I just elaborate the equation of y plus h1 square, I will get it as y square plus 2y h1 plus h square. So if I just take out the values separately, it will be integration of dA into y square. So integration of dA into 2y h1. So integration of dA into h square. So here integration of dA into 2 times y h1 will be equal to 0. Integration of dA into 2 times of y h1 will be equal to 0. Why? Because the value of y is equal to 0. In that case, the value of y is equal to 0. Therefore, the overall expression will be equal to 0. So therefore, we have left out with integration of dA into y square plus integration of dA into h square. So integration of dA into y, integration of dA into y square, integration of dA into y square represents the moment of inertia. Integration of dA into y square represents the moment of inertia with reference to x axis. So therefore it will be equal to ixx. So plus this can be used as integration of dA is equal to A. Integration of dA is equal to capital A. So into h square remain as it is. So therefore IAB is equal to IXX plus AH square, wherein IXX will always be equal to integration of dA into y square. Suppose if I need the value of IYY, so IYY will be equal to integration of dA into x square. Integration of dA into x square. So this is all about statement and proof for the parallel axis theorem. This is the proof and statement of parallel access theorem. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe the video. Thank you.